Okay, thank you so much for coming to the video call.
Of course, bro. Of course, of course.
All right, so I want to get started. It's a pleasure to meet you, Greg. I'm sorry, Garven Métusala.
Yeah. Nice to meet you too, man. Thanks for the invite.
Of course. Okay, so I wanted to start off with your backstory. You're coming from, well, you attended Concordia University. Your debut year. Now, here's the thing: your debut year in 2020 was affected by COVID. Tell us about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, so I joined the Concordia University in January 2020. And fun fact is like that first day we had training camp started, everything was fine. Had my first session, went to class, and then I go home at night and I start feeling like this pain. And I had to get surgery that same night. Like I had like a testicular torsion. So like this is super random, like it happens randomly. So I had this surgery on my first day of school, first day of college ever, and then I got the surgery. Everything went well, and then for about a month and a half, I couldn't play. So as soon as I played my first few games, then COVID really hit, like in March, the beginning of March. So I played only one friendly that year, with Concordia, and COVID hit. So then we were in the houses, we couldn't go out, and then I had my first year like it was a small season with my club team, so it's called AS Blainville. So I think I played maybe like 6, 7 games that year. It wasn't that much, so it was a weird year to be honest. 2020 was weird.
So it's like you couldn't catch a break. Like here you are, you just got on the team, and then you got sick, and then you had to have surgery, and then COVID hit. Like, did you ever think you was ever going to see the field?
Honestly, like it was weird. Like I didn't. COVID was so weird, especially the way it hit. It was so random and quick, and it's like it hit the entire world. And in Montreal, we're in confinement, so we had like a curfew and stuff like that. We couldn't go be out. We couldn't go. I couldn't even go train at the park. I was still doing it, but like you could get fined for it. So I was kind of doing it with some friends, like doing it unnoticed, trying to not be seen. But I got lucky that I could at least get a few games in because I know a lot of people that year, a lot of my friends just stopped playing, because they didn't have any teams, or their team didn't have any season that year. So I would say I got lucky, man.
Right. And ironically, like around this time, like a couple of years ago in 2020 was when the pandemic like really hit. So,
Mhm.
and now like look where you are with the Colorado Switchbacks.
Yeah, it's honestly it's crazy how things happen. Like sometimes I think about if I had that full season, like maybe I could have been in somewhere else. And fun fact as well, like before, I know you're probably gonna talk about it, but before I joined Forge FC, um, my first professional team in Canada in the CPL, I was committed to Vermont University. So for 2021, basically. So in fall 2021, I accepted. Well, basically in December 2020, I committed verbally to go to Vermont in fall 2021. And then a few weeks later, I get drafted to Forge. So I had to make that decision of where to go. My parents wanted me to go to the college route. I wanted to go to the professional route, and look where he brought me today.
Right, right. Initially you wanted to study economics.
Yep, yep. So I studied economics for a bit. Yeah.
Why economics?
I don't know. I love numbers. I love numbers, and economics was especially managing football. And I'm a guy that really wants to like have maybe like I have a lot of ideas for the future businesses and stuff. So I wanted to understand the economics of everything, and then also probably I was gonna go into like a more business route, and that's what really attracted me. Because I have a lot of plans for my career, like during my career, and especially after as well that I wanted to do so. But yeah, that's why.
Okay. Well, Haitians are big on education, so it don't matter if you finish at 18 or 48, you gotta finish.
I took a break, but my mom was telling me, "No, you can't stop, you got to keep going." And I was like, "Yeah, I just need a little break right now because it's tough, man. Especially right now, being a pro and managing both. Like I did it for a couple of years, and then there's ups and downs. Like when you do everything remote, it's so different than just being in class. So yeah,
Yeah. And times have changed since they went to school. Like for them, going to school is a luxury because only the wealthy can actually
Yeah.
afford to complete education. So when they come to like, foreign countries in the West and school is practically handed to you for free, they're like, there's a culture shock, like, why aren't you taking advantage of this?
Yep, yep, yep. It's completely different. That's why I think there a lot of parents that are our parents that came from Haiti, from Congo, from different places that like they don't understand as well that nowadays there's so many different ways of having a good life, living a good life, making good money. You don't necessarily have to go to college and get a degree, get a master's and stuff like that. There's so many alternatives nowadays that to where you can still live a good life. And I think it's just where, like you said, like where they come from. Like back then for them it was a luxury to go to school, and now it's like it's free and stuff like that. So they're like, take advantage of it. But there's so many other options that you can that are still good. And some of my friends after high school they stopped and they went into becoming a mechanic or electrician and they live well, you know. But our parents back especially they don't see it's like they just see school as the main thing. Well, which and there's other alternatives as well.
Mhm. Now, tell me where your parents are from.
So my mom's from Haiti. She's from Les Anglais. And my dad's from Congo, Kinshasa, so or DRC.
Right, that's the capital of Congo.
Exactly.
Have you been to the Congo?
Yeah, yeah. So I've been my first time I've been is was 2023. So I met like my entire dad side of the family. You know, it was a humbling experience like this. It's just going back to your roots and seeing how life is so different there. Like I feel like life there is just so easier, you know, like people don't as compared to the West. In the West, everything so hectic. Everyone's going to work. Everyone in the morning, like people don't really take the time to breathe to appreciate the small stuff, the most important stuff. Like there in Congo, what really shocked me was these people might have less, but they're way happier and they're way more generous. You know, they think about others way more than us in the West. Like we're lucky to have to live in an amazing country, beautiful country, may have a good job and stuff like that, but we're always complaining, you know. And those people, they never complain. You can give them $5, and it's like you gave them the world, you know. Here, if you give $5 to someone, it doesn't mean nothing anymore, you know.
Now, the reason why I brought up your parents is because I know that the language for Congo is French. So, and Canada speaks French. So, how did they like meet, and how do they combine both worlds?
Yeah, so they met. So they both came in Canada pretty early to study, so like early 20s, and they met in a church. So like they're both Christians, so they met in a church, and then my dad already spoke French. You know, Haitians we speak French as well. So I think it was from they met in church, and also a friend of a friend that made a presentation. That's where it got them today. Like it got me and my two sisters. I got two older sisters as well. But yeah, they met in church, and the rest is history.
And both your sisters also went to Concordia University.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Both of them.
Did they get to finish as well?
I think one is still studying. The other one, I think, yeah, she's done.
Okay, okay. Um, with your Haitian side and your Congolese side, explain like the differences between having to navigate both. Like what cultural differences do you notice? Do you even notice? I mean, like since you were raised so young between both parents, like it's probably seamless.
Yeah, for me, I didn't really see it, and I genuinely feel like Congolese and Haitian culture is really similar. Um, like they're both like when you compare the people, like they're really similar in the sense like they're really passionate people, people that are like they love to express themselves. Like Congo is really good in have a really good sense of music, and Haitian is the same with compa. You got all those type of music. In Congo, we have rumba, which is really similar to compa, you know. So honestly, it's I didn't really see the difference because I felt like it was I had a lot of Congolese friends and Haitian friends as well, and I felt like it was we were always on the same mindset, and we all when we had experience, we were talking about our experiences with our parents, and when we were younger, like was basically the same, you know, same thing. So we all got brought up in the same way. So I think it's really two similar cultures.
Okay. I want to ask you, what's something common you heard growing up from your mother? Like a
Oh, like a good or bad thing?
whichever you like.
Oh, so example, when I would go to my friend's house, she would tell me, "Paca like you. No, I can't eat at their house. You better not eat at their house." And it took me a while as well to even like sleep at my friend's house. You know, Haitians, they don't do that. You don't sleep at your friend's house when you're young. So for years, I was trying to convince my mom. Or the funniest thing I would say is when we're back from a trip or somewhere, and then I asked, can we go to McDonald's? And it's like, can we to Lakai, Kamashi Lakai, this and all those stuff. So there's food at home and stuff like that. I feel like this is something I really think about. Like you don't eat at your friend's house, and there's always food at home. So no McDonald's.
Right. No, okay. For one thing I had to learn is that the sleepover in like America and Canada, a sleepover is like a social gathering.
Hmm.
But over them, a sleepover is due to calamity, like your house burned down, like you can't stay there, the gangs, there's shooting, all, whatever have you. So it forces you to sleep at somebody else's house. So when they hear that you want to sleep over, it's like you have a house right here. We're not in danger. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, it's exactly that's I think that's where the barrier comes. Like they don't understand that it's like different cultures, like you said in North America in the West, it's like a gathering, like having fun with your family or your cousins and stuff like that, your friends. But for them, like it was something like if there's a problem at home, then you go to your auntie's house or you go to your friend's house. So like when I think the Haitians and the Congolese people as well, they really think about like the image. And I think that's just us black people in general. Like we really think about the image. So like parents will think about what the other parents think. They'll be like, oh, they might think we have problems at home, blah blah. Then that's why they're like, no, you're not going. You're staying home.
No, definitely. There's definitely a fear of being embarrassed among.
Yeah.
Now I want to go back to your journey. You were a member of the Impact Academy between 2013 and 2016.
Yep. So I got recruited. So I was playing for a club team basically, and one day we came back home and I received this call and from like this guy's like a scout, and he said, "Oh, we want to bring him over for trials." And I came, did the trials, everything went well, and then I spent the next 2 years and a half there, and I wasn't good enough to be honest. So like it went well at the start, I was good, and then I hit like a wall. I wasn't able to perform. I wasn't always as tall as I am right now. I was like short, skinny, really skinny, and I wasn't strong. I wasn't fast and stuff like that. And these are at that age, those are stuff that really important. Like they come out, they stand out. So if you're not fast, if you're not strong, like it's not like in the pro world where there's different sizes and you can adapt. Like when you're young, if you're not fast, if you're not strong, like I had a lot of knee problems as well because I was starting to grow. So I was always behind like the group. So I got cut and then came back to that team that I was at where I was at. And then that's where I started like my pathway, like basically in the club, like club teams and my regional teams and stuff like that. That's what brought me to basically to Forge and to Concordia and stuff like that.
Okay. I want to come back to that because it's something very important that you said that you had to catch up because you were always behind. We're gonna have to come back to that. And then in 2017, you were a team captain of Quebec, and you guys actually won a bronze medal.
Yeah, so it's called Team Quebec. So it's basically the regional team, the provincial team, and we play. So it's like a tournament where you play all the provinces in Canada and stuff. And I was happy because I was part of the three captains, and it was an honor for me, especially like seeing where I came from, like getting cut from the academy. Like I was super close of quitting soccer. Uh, I remember having a discussion with my dad when I came back after I got cut, and I came back to my club team because everyone was expecting me to be better than the rest of the players, because I was at the academy for 2 years and a half. And when I came back, I wasn't. A lot of those guys like progressed, like they got better, and a lot of those guys that example I was better than them before leaving to the academy. When I came back, those guys were like basically on my level, or some of them even better. So it took me some time to get my confidence back. I would say it took me like a good 2 years like to get my confidence back and stuff like that. And I remember having this talk with my dad after a game, after a win as well. Like I was happy and he told me, Garv, like something's wrong. It was like, do you still want to play? Because right now, all those guys that you're better than before you left, now those guys are catching up and some of them are better than you and stuff. And that's where I started thinking, and that's really where I would say where it hit me. And then I started working like on my own, and like doing. That's when I first started going to the gym. I didn't even know what I was doing, but that's when I first started doing going to the gym, going to the field like with my best friend playing, like just getting touches, try to get better on stuff. And I think this is what really pushed me to where I am today.
Okay, now going back to that theme where you fell behind, having to catch up. There it is again.
That's the same thing basically. If I was catching up in when I was in the academy, then I left. I thought I was gonna be better, and then I had to catch up to those guys again. So like, I know it sounds cliche, but like when people say like hard work pays off, I don't want to say it always pays off. Like it's not true that if you work hard, like you're gonna sign a contract or anything, but at least you boost the chances of making it happen. And I think like if I just stayed home, example, and didn't do anything like all those years, just complain and be like I was complaining on myself, not progressing, not getting better. If I just stayed and didn't do anything, I don't think I'll be where I am today. So I think this mentality really helped me.
Good, good. Um, Now you played at Dawson College for 2 seasons and you won the RSEQ bronze medal.
Yeah, yeah. That was a good experience. Dawson was a really, really good experience. So it wasn't all it's not that's Dawson is not known for a big college, to be a big college. And the reason why I went there as well is to get my English better because I was speaking French and English, but my English wasn't as good as it is today. So I had two options to go to a college that's pretty good at soccer as well, and that's close to my house, or go to Dawson College and to that which was like 2 hours away from my house, like an hour and a half away from my house, and just learn English and just get out of my comfort zone and stuff like that. And I chose this one. So me and my best friend, I would say me and my best friend, his name is Samuel Salter. He plays now in Sweden, but like we really had the same path. So he got cut from we played for the same club team. We got to Montreal Academy the same thing in the same year. I got caught. He got cut as well. He came back with me. We went to Dawson together, the team Quebec as well. So like we were basically following each other, and I think this helped me a lot having someone like that can relate to you. So I think the fact that we followed and I had someone that to help me and push me as well, that really helped me because Dawson is so far. Like we did a lot of sacrifices to go there, like on the subway, the train and stuff like that. Like and plus that we were playing for a club team that was even further on the south. So like there's days where we would go to school, get to school at 8, and then we wouldn't go home. We would go straight to training, come back at home at like 1 a.m. and then next day you have school. So these are stuff that people don't know, but that going to Dawson College with the main focus was to get on my comfort zone and to force that basically that discipline onto me.
Right. Okay. Um, we already talked about you going semi-pro with Fabrose. Now we're back at Concordia University. Greg Sutton was your inspiration to committing. And as a matter of fact, I have a quote by Greg Sutton that he said about you.
Oh,
He
yeah.
uh, Garven is athletic, skilled, and very composed. He definitely has leadership abilities. I think he has the potential to move to the next level.
Well, I didn't even know he said that. That's crazy. Yeah, but nah, Greg, and it was short. I met him like it was only spent a few months with him because of COVID. But that's what really brought me as well to Concordia because I could have went to like the best university called Carabin, Montreal Carabin. So like this is usually they win every year and stuff. It's the like most known school for soccer especially. But I don't know. After talking with both coaches and Greg really told me like he thought I could go to the next level and he really put that trust into me. So like when you have a coach that puts full trust in you, like it just gives you more confidence. So I just accepted the challenge and look where he brought me. And he was right. He was right. He guessed it.
A lot of times though, like sometimes going to the bigger name school or like the most elite athletic school isn't always the best decision because does that mean you'll get playing time? Like, what if you're eclipsed by the other players?
Yeah, 100%. And that's a problem you see even in the pro world as well, you know? Like a lot of guys will go try to go to a better team and then they don't play as much as they used to play in that lower team, you know? And the most important thing is to play, always to play. So like I think that that was a really good decision because you never know. Imagine I joined that university and then I didn't play as much and stuff like that. So I think it really worked out for the better.
I would say so too. Um, Now in Canada, I'm sorry, in Colorado, uh, you love the view of Colorado, and the Switchbacks recently had a game this Saturday against El Paso. It was a big game day story that not a lot of people caught on to, but it's the fact that like you and Lacroix was
Mhm.
was playing a fellow Haitian national team.
Yeah, Alfred, Alfred Sante.
Right. And the game ended in a draw tie, 2-2. But tell us about, that matchup with Carl.
Yeah, so unfortunately, Carfred did I like he didn't play because he had like visa issues, and me and Duke Lacroix unfortunately as well we didn't play as much. So I didn't play the game. Duke Lacroix played maybe 3 minutes. So I guess it's the first game of the season, so you can never like it's the coach's decision, you know, like you can blame him, and that's just football in general. But it's always a pleasure to see like your friends like your national teammates, like national team teammates on the pitch. Like I spoke to Calfred after the game. Anyway, it felt good just because I'm kind of close to him. He's one of the guys I'm closest to on the national team. So just seeing him, like it felt good, like just catching up on everything, you know. We were talking about the next camp and just talking about reminiscing the memories about what happened in November and stuff like that. So it's always an honor and a pleasure to play against your fellow teammate.
And he was actually on loan from Phoenix.
Yeah, exactly. So this guy, he was on loan from last year. I know he was signed to Dallas, and then
Right.
he went on loan to Phoenix. And now I don't know if he's still on loan from Dallas, but I know he just recently signed to El Paso, I think in December.
Right. So I mean, like it was all you guys' debut first game. Uh,
Yeah, it's just it was a special moment, honestly. First game of the season, and you play against your. There's not a lot of Haitians as well in the league, you know. So like now we have three on the same pitch, like one day, you know. It's crazy.
and then all three of you guys are on the Western Conference too. So
Exactly as well. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's I think the only one who's I think there's one as well. It's called Ronaldo Damis. I think, but he's on the East Coast, so he's on the west side of the no on the east side of the conference. But like even him, when we see him, like we speak Creole together, you know, we catch up and stuff like that because we played together in one or two camps together, you know. So it's always a pleasure to see your guys.
absolutely. Your next game is going to be against the Las Vegas Lights. Um, Tell us what's your mindset going into the game.
Yeah, so trying to get it's gonna be the first game, the first home game of the season. So I think we have amazing fans. So even last year, after a tough year, getting out after, in the first round of playoffs, like they all year they stood by us. They stood with us. So the most important is to get a 3 points, like no matter the way, like just put a smile on their faces and just show them that this year is gonna be different, you know. So hopefully I get a bit more game playing time this weekend and to showcase my talent. But the number one priority is to get a win, hopefully, and a convincing one.
Yeah, and then this season you're going into your second season. You joined the team last year. Your first year,
Mhm.
you guys go into the playoffs. So, the future is bright. And then probably the year before that, they won a championship.
Yeah, so I think it's this team is special and it's a really good organization. Like they really put everything together for us to put us in the best conditions, you know. So hopefully, like you said, last year was my first year. We made it to the playoffs. Hopefully this year, I feel even better. I feel like I progressed a lot as well. I feel healthier than before. So hopefully everything goes on the same side with the team, on the same path. We go upwards, hopefully.
Absolutely. Now, let's talk about that historic win to qualify for the FIFA World Cup. Um, you actually got internationally called like in 2024. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
tell us about your international call up.
Oh yeah, so the camp, so it was a new coach as well. 2024, we got a new coach. So I started in 2022 with the team, but I had different coaches. But like that was my first World Cup qualifier in 2024. So that's when it started, and it's just special. Like those first few rounds you play against I don't want to say the smaller countries, but like since it's the preliminary rounds, like it's you played against. I think we played St. Lucia and stuff like that. So we didn't start to play against the Costa Rica, the Honduras, and stuff like that. But those games are tough to play. So like those games, they're more physical. They're less tactical, more physical, and you make a mistake and it pays right away. So it like those camps, it's always an honor. Like when you hear the national anthem playing and stuff like that. Like representing Haiti is something like people don't like. Representing your country is different, especially a country like Haiti. How strong the people are and stuff. It's like it's something more. Like you when the guys come to national team, like they really want to represent like the country. They give their all, and no matter if you play, no matter if you don't play, like people are just happy for the country. So it's always like I said, I keep saying this, but it's playing with for Haiti is an honor, to be honest.
Okay. And so you guys ended up, of course, beating Nicaragua 2-0. Um,
Mhm.
and then you guys were assigned Group C uh, against Scotland, Brazil, and Morocco. And you guys will be playing in Philadelphia, which is interesting because Danley plays in Philadelphia, so he'll be playing right at home. Um,
Cool.
and then you guys will play in Atlanta and Boston. And all of them are huge Haitian diaspora cities.
So I think it's a good thing. Like that's what we were saying with the guys. We are like we need to be on the east. If like on the east coast, you don't want to be in the west because there's less Haitians. All the Haitians are on the east. So as soon as, especially when we got that Boston one, I was like, yeah, Boston is filled with Haitians. I have a lot of family in Boston. So I was like, this was good for us. We played Brazil. We're gonna play Brazil. We're gonna play Morocco, Scotland, like good oppositions, and we're basically gonna be at home. Maybe I don't know against Brazil because Brazilians and a lot of Haitians are Brazil fans, so like they might come up with two jerseys, one Brazil on the side and the Haitian on the other one. So yeah, it's gonna be an amazing experience to be honest.
I think so too. Uh,
Hmm.
now, in the World Cup, Morocco was accused of racism. Um, I'm sorry, in the
Yeah. Hmm.
Morocco was accused of racism. Um, how do you think you guys will be affected by that, or do you guys anticipate to be affected?
Honestly, I don't think we'll be affected by it. I think because I don't it didn't really come. I don't think it's the players. Like the players are not. I don't think it's the players that are racist and stuff like that. So I mean, I think there's even guys on the team that know some guys on the Moroccan team, and have good relationship with them. So I don't think it will be a problem, and I don't even think it's something we really think about. It's we really just focus about enjoying like the moment. Like it's a crazy like 52 years, like it's something that we haven't been there in years, and we're just trying to showcase our talent and show Haiti like we're here, like we also have a good team, and no matter who we play, like the rest, like all those stories and stuff, it's just background noise. We're just focusing on us and performing on the pitch.
Okay. And also, if they try anything, the Zoe's gonna come up deep. But I feel like they missed the mark with making a game in Miami. I mean, like when I tell you when the list came out and the stadiums were revealed, like the entire Miami Haitian community was in shock that it wasn't going to be here. Like Miami is, I'll say, the capital of the Haitian
Yeah,
diaspora in the United States.
like we were saying it as players too. We were like, we gotta get Miami. Like, imagine if we get Miami, if we go to Miami, like we know the stadium is gonna be filled with Haitians, like packed with Haitians. But I think it's because we were saying like, and then you have those guys that were saying like they for sure they're not gonna give us this because they know like we're gonna get too many fans and they don't want that. They don't want us to win. So, but nah, it's still. I feel like those Haitians are still gonna travel. You know, they're gonna try to attend games and stuff. So I feel like all the games are gonna be packed. And it's like I said, it's 52 years we haven't been in the World Cup. So like people are gonna travel. Like even if it's, I know a lot of people from Canada told me like they're gonna travel to they got their ticket already for some of the games in the States, you know. So I feel like people all Asians all around the world are gonna travel to see to experience that.
I mean, I was saying perhaps it's a blessing in disguise because there's a lot of movement about around ICE. So imagine going to the Hard Rock Stadium and being stopped by ICE agents, especially if
Right.
you're.
That's true. That's true. That could be problematic to be honest. Yeah.
Have you had any issues with immigration?
No, that I'm lucky. I haven't. I feel like Colorado Springs where I am, it's you don't really see a lot of like I've never seen any ICE agents or any altercation or like encounters. Like it's a really calm city. Like I feel like maybe if I was in like Denver or somewhere, like maybe even in Texas or something like that, probably would be a bit different. But like here is I haven't seen any encounters like that, wrong encounters.
Okay, okay. All right, let's keep it between you and I. We don't want ICE agents getting any ideas. Now the next Haiti national team game will be against Tunisia. It'll be actually in Toronto, Canada.
Yeah. So this is gonna be a good camp. Like hopefully I get called up. If I don't, it's fine. But like it's gonna. I was telling the guys like as soon as they announced Toronto, Canada, I was like it's gonna be an amazing camp and playing against two good oppositions as well, Tunisia and Iceland. So like two good games. And I feel like a lot of Haitians from Montreal will travel to Toronto since it's like a 4 or 5 hour drive. I think a lot of them will travel for that game. Even there's kind of there's a good community of Haitian in Toronto as well. So I think it will be a fun games to watch and to play.
Okay. In the USL Championship, you and Duke Lacroix is known as the Haitian defender duo.
Yeah, yeah, because especially we play on the same side as well. So like he's left back and I'm a left center back. So we always play together. So especially when you go to the national team, it's already easy because I spend every day with him, you know, on the pitch. So we already understand each other and stuff like that. The communication is easier as well. So yeah, that's nice to know the Haitian duo.
Now, you're a head coach for the Haiti national team. Of course, you guys started the same year. Um, and what's interesting about Coach Sebastien is he has never stepped foot in Haiti since becoming the head coach.
Mhm.
And he initially got the job. He had to delegate you guys over the phone.
Yep. So like he was calling every player and telling us like, oh, like he was presenting himself. He was like, I'm Sebastien. I'm the new coach. We've looked at your profile. We've looked at you. I've heard this and this about you and stuff. So just to let you know, like I'm good. You guys are gonna be working with me. So it's funny. Like that's why I think with Haiti, what is so different is we haven't been at home since 2021. So a lot of players that joined the team, like for example, I never played in Haiti, you know, like and I've only seen videos of example some of the guys that were playing before that they showed me video of the stadium Sylvain Castor and like how packed it is when there's national team games. Like the entire stadium is packed, is filled with people, and that's something we really want to experience. You know, the new players, the players that have never been there. Like I know this like thank God we qualified for the World Cup, but I feel like if we're at home for those World Cup qualifiers, I think it would have been completely different as well. Like in a sense, I'm even more positive because we would really have people behind us in person. You know, we played in Curacao. Yes, there was a bit of Haitians, but like for example, when we played Costa Rica in Curacao, there was more Costa Rican fans than Haitians. You know, and we know that if the game was in 80, like this would have never happened. Like the stadium would have been only Haitians behind us, pushing us, and sometimes that's what you need as a player to give you that extra push. You know.
Right. Um, Not only that, sports has seemed to be the most impacted that a lot of people don't, report on. Take the Olympics, for example. Not many athletes were able to compete because they couldn't make it to Haiti for the trials. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Even with the Winter Olympics, we had two Haitian athletes. And this upcoming Olympics too. I mean, like maybe the fact that it's going to be in America may help.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
so, tell us your thoughts on that.
Yeah, so I think it's what's going on in Haiti is it's a really tough situation, like it's we us as players, like what we can do on the pitch is give our 100% because we know like that when we have a game, it's like the country stops. All the bad things in the country stops, and everyone just focuses on us. And if we win, the entire country's happy. So for example, when we qualified, I've never seen the country like that we haven't seen a country like that in years. Everyone was outside. There was no problems. Everyone just celebrating, and this is what Haiti is like. A bunch like Haitians are people that love to celebrate, like love to have fun and stuff like that. Always have smile on their faces. So what's going on right now is it's tough because it still creates that barrier between, example, the Haitian athletes and the people. And we know that if we're together, like who's gonna stop us? So hopefully this situation can be sorted soon. So hopefully the World Cup can change a lot of stuff after.
No, Rick, all of you guys are really impacting the country of Haiti. This might sound cliche, but you guys could probably bring about like peace in the country, maybe even world peace. Because Haiti is a part of the world, so you guys could bring world peace.
That's what we're saying. Like that was a big motivation when we before the games where we entered the qualifiers. We were like, guys, you guys don't understand how much impact we could have on the situation in the country. So we've seen it when we qualified. So hopefully it only goes upward. That was a good sign. That was just a sign to let us know, like, hey, something can happen here. The country's not doomed. Like we can do stuff to change and help the country. So hopefully we can just, as players, do our part on the pitch, keep playing well, and maybe we'll see stuff change a bit more and more.
I just really need to tell you, going back to how you desire to study economics, economics is very important because it shapes, the finance of a certain country, how much a country earns, how much money people are able to make, survive, and pass on generational wealth. But it starts with, management, proper financial management. So I would encourage you to find the time to go back and finish that degree because, the economists are the ones who really help drive, our livelihood. Like
Oh yeah, yeah.
stuff. Go ahead.
But I was gonna say, yeah, I agree with you, and that gives me even more motivation to start. I was really like trying to find a moment when to start, and having someone to tell me this and push me even more into this is just a sign that I should probably keep going right now and finish what I was starting, what I started and get that degree.
And definitely. And which one is a better story? Somebody who had nothing to do and went to school, or somebody who finished school and being an international football player?
That's true. You're right. That sounds way better.
Okay. In wrapping up, more than half of the players are born in Haiti, but none of them currently reside in Haiti, as we mentioned before. A lot of them reside in diasporas like Canada, United
Mhm,
States, France,
mhm.
things like that. Um, and there's a war going on in Iran. I know your fellow teammate Duke Nazoon was affected by it because he plays in Iran.
Yep. Yeah. So I spoke to him a bit. Look, you can follow his life a bit on Snapchat. Like he showed us everything, and I texted him a bit, and it's just a crazy situation to actually live it, like be in it. He was saying like living it is completely different than seeing it on social media. Like we don't. He had to take a taxi and to get out to like flee the country. He had to go to Azerbaijan and stuff like that. Had problems at the border and stuff like that, and had to wait for a code, and it was a crazy story. And just having someone you're close to living it is it just shows you like it can attain like it can attain everyone. Like we might think we're safe now, but something could happen, and maybe we have to move, or something could happen as well. So I think this just shows like you have to be grateful, like be grateful because a lot of people in those countries like they're stuck there, they can't just leave and stuff like that. So he said like this was a really humbling experience for him, and now at least he's safe. His family wasn't there, but at least he was able to join his family and like now and now everything's good for him. So thank God for that.
Um, what what formation with the starting 11 can we expect in the World Cup?
Oh, formation. Well, we've been playing a mix of a 4-2-3-1 and a 4-4-2, so depending on the opposition. But I would say these two formations are the one that we played the most. Um, I don't know what the coach has in mind. Like maybe he'll stick up with the same thing because it worked. Maybe he'll change depending on the opposition. I'd say maybe in March that's when we'll see what like he's trying to implement for the World Cup. Because these are the last few friendlies before the big competition. So we'll see.
What strengths would you say the team has?
Oh, I'd say like our physicality. It's like Haitians are we're so athletic. Like I don't everyone's so strong. Even the guys that don't look like big and stuff, they're still stronger than the average people, average person. So I think like our physicality, everyone's strong, everyone's fast. And also I think our grit, like our everyone's so determined and we're so passionate about the country. Everyone, that's what I think is a really good thing. And we're really building a family. No one is mad when it's not playing. No matter like if you're not starting, you're not mad at you're not starting. You're just happy that your friend is starting. Because that's what we're becoming. We're becoming brothers right now. We've been to a certain amount of camps together. It's been the same group, so I think our determination, everyone on the pitch, and everyone just has one goal, and it's to raise up Haiti, on the map and stuff like that. So I think that's a big thing about the Haitian national team that really helps us is we're together and we will give everything for the country.
What would you say you guys' weakness from like a lesson learned as a weakness in qualifying?
Yeah, sometimes this is a like I would say it's a good thing as well to be like super determined but sometimes as well we have to I think maybe think more like be calm ourselves down as well. Like I told you, we have a lot of energy and stuff as players, but sometimes what you need, in example, in tough moments, is calmness. And sometimes we're maybe too energetic, too much. We want to do so much at the same time, where we should just focus on fixing one problem at a time, and stuff like that. So sometimes this can be a negative, but I think on the most part, it's really a positive.
Okay. What are we most likely to see from you guys?
Wow, that's a tough question. Well, I would say you guys are for sure going to see like players give their all. That's for sure. I can't predict the results, but I genuinely believe like we can do something big in this World Cup. And the bare minimum is I know players are going to give their 100% and give a good show because watch Haiti we always give a good show no matter if we win, tie or lose. Like we always give a good show. So I think expect to see Grenadier fight on the pitch.
Okay. Have you been to the States prior to playing in the MLS Championship?
So I've been to the States only for like never for football. I've never been for football or soccer. I didn't because I was gonna go if I went to Vermont, but I didn't. So I never went to the United States to play soccer related. So it was my first time living in the United States. I started like last year. It was my first time.
Right. What's your thought? Well, but then again, have you had the opportunity to connect with different Haitian communities?
Like you see, like in Colorado Springs, and not a lot
Right.
of Haitian. Like there's not even a Haitian restaurant. That's the first thing I looked up when I got here. I was like, is there a Haitian restaurant, Haitian community? There's not. It's a bit more Latino and a bit more Jamaican. So they have there's a so it's kind of kind of a Caribbean like vibe here. But hey, Haitian like nah is I haven't the only Haitian I have is Duke Lacroix. And right now I have a new teammate that's from Martinique.
Okay.
So we speak French together, we speak Creole, and he speaks Creole, so like we speak Creole as well. So that's a good thing.
That's the thing. I've always wondered how come like you see how Latinos, they have a community, even if you're not Mexican, if you're not Cuban, if you're not Dominican, they hang out, they can all communicate. Like, why don't
Mhm.
we have that with Guadeloupe, Martinique, like,
This
Marie?
is something I don't understand. Yeah, like because it's we're so similar in culture. Like it's basically the same thing, and it's also I feel like if I know that if we I think we have this more in like as black players on teams. Like when you have a black teammate, even if it's African or even if it's like from the Caribbean or something, like automatically you feel like you get closer to them. Like you get attracted to that person. But I feel like we don't really have that example, Caribbean were together and like Africans are together. I think it's just a black people thing. And it's a bit the same thing with Latinos. Like they see, oh, okay, this guy speaks Spanish. Like I'm gonna start hanging out with him. And I think that's something which is good as well. Like when you have this sense of family, this family vibe in the team, and if you have, even if like for example on this team we have a lot of black players as well, and all the black players are close together. We're close with everyone, but we're also close with each other, which I think is also it's the same but it's different as well.
Okay. Oh, that's very good.